going to be game planning and adjustments. You'll do something different every week. But how unique was last week with all the different things you guys put in and putting guys in different positions? Was that one of the more biggest changes you've made, like in a regular season week?
Yeah, I mean, it took some creative design. I think we did our best as a staff to make sure it was simple for our guys, so it felt like same as, and they could, execute things they had done. So credit to our guys for, not flinching, stepping up. A lot of guys stepped up, and we played the game we needed to, and the credit to those guys getting it done.
Ryan, how would you evaluate Cam Lindsey?
Yeah, Cam Lindsey, talked about it last spring. He's done a great job maturing and working. Early in the season, he continued to work and prepare to be the guy. And with the opportunity, Syracuse game, he stepped up in a big way and, continues to prepare. The moment's not too big for him. He loves it. He cherishes it. His preparation's picked up. It's fun to see. There's things he's got to continue to clean up, but excited about it. Everybody does. So excited about what he's doing. He's playing good football.
When did the conversation start with Kavir about him potentially sliding down and playing linebacker? And how did you think he performed?
Yeah, like I said, it's talked about trying to make it same as, right? He's done that similar role in our Delta package, as you guys know. Just converted some of those similar assignments into our base defense to kind of blend that. So easy for him, smart, mature kid, stepped up in a big way and executed.
With Rasheed missing some time, with Kyle out, just how important has Braylon's presence been? Is just that steadying presence there?
It's a great question. Braylon's been a huge presence and leader of stability in the middle there, and presence even when we pushed him to the outside. He's that calming presence. Everybody knows he knows exactly what we're doing, gets everybody lined up, and provides that stability within. And so he's done a great job. And Braylon stays the same. He never gets too high, too low. He's always working his tail off. He's always steady. He's always confident and doing the right thing. So he's done a great job stepping up.
How have you seen him just grow and develop over? He's a true junior, correct? How have you seen him just get to that point where, a couple years ago he's like the kid, and now he's one of the leaders on your defense?
Yeah, I remember he came in. He jumped off his 2/3 through his high school basketball season to come here as a mid-year freshman. And I'd say even since that day, he's always been a mature, intelligent football player. He's worked hard to put on the strength to be able to be our Swiss Army knife and bounce around. But since that time, he's done a great job understanding not only what each assignment is at Star Mike and Money, but how to do it, and understanding the big picture so that he can be a versatile piece for us. And to the point where now he's leading, right? And you have to know your job inside and out to be able to do the leadership things and look at the guy next to you and ask him to step up. And so proud of his growth, and he keeps working hard. There's no ceiling. He's going to keep working hard and keep pushing forward.
Anything else?
Nick Lappy didn't play last week, but the week prior he stepped up into that role and performed pretty well. How do you assess how he's been handling, the increased pressure or increased role, even though he was injured last week?
Yeah, love Nick Lappy. He's always ready, and he's been doing it since a few years ago. He backed up. Brandon George was hurt, and he stepped in to back up Servassier Dennis that year and prepared every week to be the starter, and he's done so every week since. And so certainly wasn't surprised that he stepped up and had a big day. Nick's always prepared, always works his tail off, and he does a great job, just like Braylon, being a calming presence, a leadership guy. Guys know he knows what to do, and he's going to make plays. So, I'm really excited about Nick Lappy and what he was able to do in the Syracuse game, and what he can do going forward for us.
Ryan, what is it about your room that allows guys who don't play a ton on game days to step up when their name is called?
I think it's an understanding that no matter who's on the field, the entire room's responsible. And everybody approaches the meeting room in the practice field as if they are the performer out there at that position. And that takes a mature mindset, but that's the expectation. And you're always one snap away, so you got to be ready to go. And I think our guys love football, which is fun to be around. They want to be great. They want to work at it. They like being with each other. They go out last Thursday night as a whole group to go get wings. They like being together. They like working hard. They love football. And they're all ready to step up, so that moment's not too big when they do get their opportunity. And so credit their preparation, credit the leadership of those older guys, Kyle and Braylon and Heem and Lappy. Those guys have created it and demanded those expectations stay high from the younger guys.
Yeah, Ryan, obviously you lead that, but does that type of thing have to come from the players? Like, do the players have to take ownership, accountability?
Absolutely, absolutely. It has to be within. Certainly, if I just say it, it's lip service. But if the older guys in the room hold them to those standards, then it's powerful. And I'm not always there for every film preparation they're doing on their own. When I walk in there and they're leading each other, that's huge. Coming back in the evening when we're game planning as a staff, or early in the morning, that's huge to see. Those guys pulling each other along and finding different things outside of our standard meeting time.
It's been pretty noticeable that the defense as a whole has been flocking to the ball and supporting that first or two tacklers. I know that's something you guys preach, that sort of mob mentality tackling, but what is it like actually seeing that now happen on the field?
Yeah, it's huge. It's an important. I think, Coach Bates is big on, right, in our defensive system, being aggressive, going to take shots, and you're counting on your brother to be there if you miss. It's an attack mentality. We brought hunt the ball mentality, so second guys coming in there to get the ball out. You're seeing some of those balls being punched out, which is fun to see. Huge game-changing plays. But that's Coach Bates' presence. That's every practice rep. That's the expectation, is that those guys are screaming through the football. The old school 2-whistle drill. And if you're not, and if it's a loaf, that's a crime against the team. And so we got to hold everybody accountable as a whole unit. And that's the expectation. So what you're seeing, if you're not seeing that, we have a problem.
On top of some guys being banged up right now, your room in particular lost 2 guys before fall camp even broke. Just for you, from a coaching perspective, has this season been unique in the challenges it's presented just by sheer number of guys who have suffered injuries?
A little bit. I try to think next man mentality. I'm looking to the next guy for him to step up. So I'm not going to sit there and wallow. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about each of those young guys coming to have a chance to perform. So I haven't reflected about it and been like, damn. I'm like, damn, let's go. You know what I mean? And so ready for those next guys to step up. And like I said, proud of how they have so far. And we're excited this week to go out to Stanford and step up and fight and go get a road win.
What have you seen out of Stanford? How they can challenge you?
Stanford's a great team. I think it starts with the head football coach. I was a short-time Buffalo Bill and grew up a Buffalo Bill, studying Frank Reich and all his comebacks and the job he did. And my last game with Buffalo, I was active when we were playing against the Colts. He was the quarterback coach there, and we were going against Peyton Manning. And I know he was coaching that guy. And our coordinator at the time said, "Peyton Manning's so good, you better not try to disguise. He'll know you're out of position and check certainly." And Coach Reich was coaching him. So I know they're a detailed staff, and you can see that on film, their preparation, and they're a tough football team. I think, a few years ago, they talked about intellectual brutality, right? That's Stanford football, intellectual brutality. They're going to be smart and tough, and you see that. They want to come downhill. They're physical. They got a quarterback that can make checks. They got big running backs. They got a really good tight end. They got good skill on the perimeter. And they're in ball games, and so we're excited about that challenge. We're 3-0 at home, so it'll be a great challenge, and we're excited to go out there and play a good game.
Pat talked about installing the Night Stalker's third down defensive package over the course of basically Monday to Friday last week. How challenging was that to teach guys to do different jobs than they're used to?
So again, what appears new is part put together of different things we've done in the past. So again, we try to make it same as to our kids so that they can understand and thrive in it, but it does appear different. It is different pieces that aren't normally together. But like I said, credit goes to our guys for putting it all together and executing it.